Hi guys, I am trying to do really interesting series this month. As you notice, I did Gypsy and I did monthlies because we are going into this Mercury Retrograde. So check my Mercury Retrograde video. I'm going to put it somewhere in the corner if I remember, and if not, just cruise my channel. I just post it on the same day. And I figured, because many of you will want to know if their X is coming back. So here is the X series here. X series is still, I guess, on a special. It's not $65, it is still $50, so take advantage of it. Check me on cattarot.ca, www.cattarot.ca. And I also have a speed up promotion, so you get it within a week. So it's a good time to kind of grab it. And also, whatever it is, a general reading here doesn't have to be you. So that's a good news or bad news depending on what the reading is. I am using these cards. They are from a different deck. I have the same cards in this deck. For example, these are just the titles of the book, and they are kind of signifying to me the category. It took me quite a few years to develop the concept that actually works, that I can actually really securely say the answer. So this category here is going to tell me really everything that is going on for you as a couple. This is going to tell me everything that is ungluing you as a couple. So here I'm going to be able to know if your relationship is ever if there is a possibility for ever making it. I'm using the fire here for dating because Queen of Wands and Knight of Wands, whether you're like girl to girl, boy and boy, maybe you should use woman to woman to be politically correct, and I hate being politically correct. And the energies and communication in between. The reason why I'm using Wands is, one, I'm rule breaker. I'm Aquarius, and I don't like to follow things, especially when they don't make sense. So astrology and tarot can be linked together. It does make sense, but when we are dating, we all shift initially, and even when we kind of reunite with someone, we don't go immediately, okay, thanks for coming, I'm going to just sit on a couch and finish my movie. No, we don't go to our regular mode. We are into this dating mode, and that is action, that is fire. So that's why I'm using fire. And these two categories are going to really tell me about the outcome. One, if this is in your best interest, if karma really wants you to do that, and really what is the next step and how is this going to progress. So now when you have this common introduction, please don't ask me why do I have the same cards everywhere, because each and every time it happens. So I was really quick with this, and I'm going to go and start with the reading for each sign. So let's go. Hi guys, you'll be watching how I'm recording during Mercury Retrograde because I have recorded with the mute button on. So there is nothing, not a little squeak. So I am pointing out here that the Hangman was the very first card that came out. So Libra, there is going to be a lesson period right now, trying to figure out how the other people see from their viewpoint, and maybe this is even some kind of sacrifice. Look at him, he's kind of pushing himself in the situation and expanding himself as a personality. It is also the time where we don't do much. Yet there is this card, the Page of Pentacles, that talks about, okay, maybe it's going to be some kind of young energy. Maybe you're offering friendship at this time, because the World card being reversed means something is not switching, something is not going forward. They have the Fool over there. So Fool is not just generally good card for the new beginning. It's fluffy, it kind of has a long path in front of them to kind of go and accomplish something, right? So it is kind of like really interesting kind of like cut, because you also have Justice card, which is one of my karma cards. I'm just pointing out, look at it, I'm reading my own thoughts. And when this tells me that you are actually going through a really, really important period, whatever you're going to go through, this Hangman and the Justice is going to be something newfound realization of who you are and why you're supposed to be here and why is everything happening, right? Because I certainly see some kind of sadness, I see some kind of avoidance of the problems, and I see that, you know, there will be a need for reassessing yourself deep inside. Look, you have the Lover's card here, you have Four of Cups, Two of Swords, and I'm looking like Five of Cups and the Lovers, and this is kind of important. Look at this fellow. You don't need much of emotional intelligence to realize that he's sad. He's very sad. He's not seeing things around him, like not seeing the castle, not seeing the bridge. So look at this, he's just focused on this like 3 spilled cups. He's like so sad about it. But what is he missing over here? He needs to look up. Look at these 2 cups. Do you know which cards this is? This is 2 of Cups. Yes. He should just turn around. There are other soulmates that are just waiting in the bushes. So this is clearly saying, look at this, the Lover card being after. You are blocking yourself off from the new soulmate. You are not able to choose. You're just stuck in your own pain. I know this is like easier to say than to do, that when things like that happen, but this is what I really clearly see. Especially with these like 3 cards coming together, like you have some kind of like decision time that almost like it's freezing and not kind of very easy for you to go forward. Especially you have both Gemini and another Libra, so lots of air coming. Oh boy, we have the Death card. So something has to stop. There is this feeling that certain things went to there like the end. Look at this. Look at this fellow. He rejected this cup. He said, oh, I don't want this wine. This is, you know, Pinot Grigio. I don't like it. Bring him Cabernet Sauvignon. Yuck, I don't like it. Bring him Merlot. No, I don't think so. So now he's getting super duper Grenache from Chateau de Paf in France. And he doesn't want that either. So look, he's closing his heart chakra with his hands. He could be bored, he could be disgusted, he could simply wait for the better opportunity, and maybe this is why the Death showed up, saying, okay, so let's wait for something that is right for you. So whatever happened so far has to stop, right? Because everything seems to have this like new energy, but like, I mean, this person is feeling it's simply not there, right? Look at that. Like, it's looking for something better. Two of Swords is talking about difficult decision. Do I want to go forward? I don't want to go forward. Do you want to be with this person? I don't want to be with this person. Am I happy? Am I not happy? Very, very, very confusing period. It's going to really play with your head. And it's clearly stating with this Death card that certain things just like need to stop. Absolutely stop. The Death card kind of like talks about the rebirth. And right after that, we are getting choices. We are getting the ability to take the walls down. And we are getting ability to maybe pry into what is the crux of this truth, because you had the Justice there reversed. Justice reversed combined with this Death card talks about something could have come to the legal ending as well, where Page of Swords can be a child, or could be some kind of decision that was reached, and kind of like a difficult one at that. You see, the Justice is also saying do not take justice in your own hands, and if somebody is blurring things out at you, just go through it. And voila, Ace of Cups is showing up. Somebody wants romance. And then of course, Ace of Pentacles reversed. So yeah, great, somebody's flirting, but somebody is not thinking long term. Like, and look at this, Ace of Pentacles is coming right under the Lovers and Five of Cups. So what is wrong in the situation is like this World card, which did tell us previously something is not switching forward, something is not going forward, is really something that cannot be rebuilt. and to boot we have Queen of Pentacles and reversed. And Queen of Pentacles upright is a very resourceful queen. She's very domesticated. She takes a really good care of her home. But when she comes reversed, there is somebody who is vain, who is just looking herself in the mirror 1,000,001 times a day, or himself, either or, because it's a general reading, and somebody who simply wants everybody just like to come and cater to her or him, right? So it's going to be really interesting because she is right next to this pentacle that kind of like needs to be glued. So it could be even you guys that you're feeling insecure and you kind of don't want to move forward, and voila, we have the Hermit. So now look at this, we have both that and Hermit, and saying something has to stop. Something cannot continue being in the past and being stuck in this energy. You have to figure out what you want. That's why you have the Hangman and the Hermit. The Hangman is like looking what the other people need, and the Hermit is looking what you need. The problem with this Hermit is you are not fulfilling your own needs, right? And feeling very uncomfortable in the situation, where the other person is feeling, oh, look, I can fly. He has the Fool, he has 7 of Cups. The Hermit is definitely asking, go inside, go deep, try to figure out if this person is measuring up. You know it on some level. The Hangman is saying, also try to see how it looks from their perspective. The Hermit is saying, is this okay for me? Can I do better? Do I want to do better? Right? Because look at how they actually really lined up over here, right? And look at that, the partner really does not want to maybe go in a relationship. There is this flavor of, I just want to be alone. And look at this, we have the Queen of Pentacles and King of Pentacles. It's the partner that is also feeling a bit hurt and feels a brunt of the past events that have happened and kind of like suffered through. It's kind of like very strongly, and they could have been the one who kind of blurted things out. And this Page of Swords is like really abrupt. Somebody cuts you off, and that flies with you like really well. I am being sarcastic over here. It's kind of weird because kind of like I see both parties wanting something that kind of is not there. You kind of like want to still to go back to the times when you were very happy, and they feel sort of like burn on their skin. And I just like don't see the meeting of the minds, and I see that they are trying to recover from the impact that has happened over there. Another thing is like I have these 2 1s and 2 9s. It's going to be somebody who's really eager to jump like in one period really high and kind of like make things happen. And generally, you know, this whirlwind relationships also finish quickly, whirlwind quickly. So now we have also 8 of Swords. Oh boy, the Tower reversed. I don't like this card at all. That card means you're simply clueless in going where you should be going. You don't want to see something. Look at this, 8 of Swords. Look at this, she is loosely tied up, she is blindfolded, and she has like swords. And put yourself in her position. She thinks she's surrounded by the enemy. She feels that she best off if she just doesn't wiggle, so she can kind of keep her whatever life. This is definitely a card of somebody being in fear and kind of like really don't want to push this forward. So she kind of like is exposed to various elements. This is also a card that basically would say somebody is really not communicating, or somebody cannot communicate that they're in a situation where something cannot get through. And the Tower, when it reverses, it talks about somebody's really building, like, I mean, things on House of Cards. Something is not sustainable. The Tower is generally talking about things are relapsing, but when it's reversed, somebody keeps pushing and pushing and pushing. I wanna. But the Tower reversed simply means this is not sustainable. This will not go further. And look, somebody's juggling. Is this you again trying to make a decision, Libra? Because we have lots of these decision opposed cards and kind of like almost dismay and disgust cards, where you're not super and overly happy about how everything is going in which direction, right? So almost like one side is one partner, and it's like full of confusion and full of I sort of like don't know what they want. The middle of it, the death card, and that, and this one too, like in which direction I want to go, right? In the middle we have this right whole bunch of decisions, but look at this now. You're getting a second karma card. You had the justice here before, you have the wheel of fortune. So something will work out, something will be fortunate, something will start moving forward, right? Because after all, there is this person does think that you're possibly the perfect possible wife, the perfect woman. Maybe they want to have children with you. This card is a very controversial card, but it's coming next to the Wheel of Fortune. It's coming next to Hermit and Death. So this is where it kind of like modifies it a little bit. The Hermit is 9, the Wheel of Fortune is 10. So the progress is going to happen at this stage. And this is that kind of like you are learning yet another lesson with this person, and this lesson should be, remember how I said, going from feeling uncomfortable, whatever it is, your weight, how you look, your hair, it's some kind of vanity, to hey, you need to really enjoy yourself, you need to sit on the throne as this Empress, because Wheel of Fortune says big changes are coming, but the Hermit is warning you that you need to really think through, because remember this Hangman card, like what do you really want? This person doesn't really want to be in a relationship right now, and almost like they have an ideal woman that they want to reach. Maybe you're not measuring up, but trust me, they're not happy and they're not stabilized. There are like issues that are happening in their Disneyland, if you wish, because the Emperor there is over there as well, right next to the Empress. So something is at odds. Queen of Pentacles and King of Pentacles, and now the Empress and the Emperor. So it's showing initially none of the partners would actually move forward, and now it's showing, okay, one person really wants to push it forward, and most likely it could be them, but they will continue building things on that House of Cards. So be really careful with this. There are still some issues that you need to learn, and you have to also examine yourself. Why is this calling for you to put a stop to something? And also you have to ask yourself, what is it you're building that you are seeing red flags? Red flag, red flag, red flag. Everybody's telling you, do not move forward, do not build this, and you insist on it. So now when you have these two cards, that one is saying do not build it, and one is saying, hey, I'm going to add more of it, and I think that's the lesson that has to be learned. Sort of like, when is the time to wake up from the situation? Because you see this like 8 of Swords that we have right next to it. She's blindfolded. She needs to remove her blindfold. So I believe this is the key lesson over here, this Tower, guys. How certain things will come to you to understand that maybe you lived in a dream world. Maybe certain things have to evolve completely differently. You know, it's kind of like that picket fence and the husband with a smile, etc. It's not maybe workable after all. Maybe something else has to happen. With these two karma cards, this is a very, very, very strong message that you're seeing over here, my dear Libra. And you're having lots of choice cards. I mean, come on, you're Libra. Oh my gosh, like look at these choices. You have 2 of Swords, you have the Lover's card, you have like 2 of Pentacles. It is kind of like interesting the direction in which to take, and it's going to be really hard. Usually it's hard, but oh my gosh, I feel sorry for you, because it's going to feel, and maybe that's why you have the Tower reverse, it's going to feel like having a headache with all these things you need to kind of like arrive to, and it's not something you want to, it's not something that you truly enjoy or that you truly wish. So it's going to be interesting period, guys. From what I see, it's almost looking like something tangled up. It's just like when I give strings to my kitty cat and then they bring you back stuff, so you have to pull the strings out and undo it. So tell me, like, all these little strings and little stories that probably are bringing this reading to this, because I see lots and lots and lots storylines over here, guys. So who needs stability over here? Who is moving forward? In any case, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're going to subscribe for your own reading, and in the meantime, please share, like, and make sure that you join my Saturday's live session. Until the next time, I love you, Libras. All the best.